I'm a pearl cultivation expert, and I'm dying inside. The steam from 100 espresso machines fills the Nairobi Convention Center like morning mist over my abandoned oyster beds. 3 months ago, my business partner drained our accounts and disappeared to Dubai. Now I'm judging a damn coffee competition, desperate for the $500 fee. Next contestant, Maggie Adams, announces the host. A brunette with electric blue eyes approaches station 12. Her hands shake slightly as she adjusts the espresso machine. Something about her nervous energy reminds me of myself at 29, before life taught me that dreams are just expensive mistakes waiting to happen. 60 seconds, calls the timekeeper. The woman begins her routine with surprising grace. Milk transforms under her touch, creating swirls and patterns I recognize immediately. She's making a pearl. Not just any pearl, but a perfect recreation of the Akoya variety I've spent 15 years cultivating. My breath catches. How does a courthouse stenographer know the subtle gradations of nacre? The way she angles the pitcher mimics the exact curve of an oyster shell protecting its treasure. Time. She steps back, revealing her masterpiece. The foam pearl sits centered in dark espresso like a moonstone in obsidian. It's flawless, more perfect than anything I've managed to grow in actual saltwater. The other judges scribble notes, but I'm transfixed. This woman has captured something I've lost, the poetry of creation. Her art makes mine look like clumsy imitation. Miss Adams wins this round, I announce, surprising everyone, including myself. She looks directly at me then, those blue eyes sharp with intelligence and something else. Relief, gratitude, or maybe recognition of a kindred spirit drowning in her own failures. The crowd applauds, but all I hear is the thunder of my heartbeat. Something just shifted in my carefully controlled world, like the moment a grain of sand becomes something precious inside an oyster. I need to talk to her. I need to understand how she knew. The convention center empties around us, but Maggie Adams lingers near her winning station, cleaning equipment with methodical precision. I've been watching her for 20 minutes, building courage like layers of nacre. That pearl design, I finally approach, my judge's badge catching fluorescent light. Where did you learn it? She glances up, those impossible blue eyes meeting mine. My grandmother owned a jewelry shop in Mombasa. She taught me that beauty comes from pressure and time. Smart woman, smarter than she realizes. I cultivate actual pearls, or used to. The admission slips out before I can stop it. Used to? She sets down the milk pitcher, giving me her full attention. Business partner cleaned out our accounts. 15 years of work, gone. I hate how bitter I sound, but something about her steady gaze makes honesty feel safe. I'm sorry. She doesn't offer empty platitudes or solutions, just genuine sympathy. That's why you're judging. Coffee competitions? $500 keeps the lights on another month. I laugh, but it sounds hollow in the empty space. What about you? Court stenographer entering barista contest seems equally desperate. Her cheeks flush pink. Law school debt. $60,000 and counting. Prize money helps with monthly payments. We stand there in uncomfortable recognition. Two women treading water in different oceans, both slowly drowning. Coffee? She asks suddenly. I know a place that won't judge us for our spectacular failures. Something flutters in my chest. Hope? Attraction? Dangerous territory either way. I'd like that. Emma's coffee corner sits tucked between a textile shop and pharmacy, the kind of place tourists never find. Maggie orders for both of us, somehow knowing I prefer my cappuccino dry. Tell me about pearls, she says, stirring sugar into her latte. Real ones, not foam versions. I describe the delicate process, the years of patience, the moment when pressure creates perfection. She listens with the intensity of someone who understands obsession. Sounds lonely, she observes. It is. Our hands brush, reaching for napkins. The contact sends electricity up my arm. Unexpected and unsettling. I've never felt anything like this with the men I've dated. Never this immediate connection. Maggie. Esme. I'd like to see you again. The words hang between us, loaded with possibility and peril. She nods slowly, and I realize I'm holding my breath. Tomorrow? Same time? Yes. Walking home through Nairobi's evening chaos, I can still taste coffee on my lips and feel the ghost of her fingertips against mine. 6 weeks of Tuesday, coffees transform into something I don't recognize. Maggie arrives early now, claiming the corner table with the view of jacaranda trees. She knows I take my cappuccino dry and how I fidget when discussing my failed business. "You're different when you talk about pearls," she says during our latest meeting. "Your whole face changes." "Different how?" "Alive. Like you're sharing sacred knowledge." Her observation cuts deeper than intended. When did I stop feeling passionate about anything? When did survival replace joy? "Come see the facility," I hear myself saying. "Tomorrow, if you want." She nods without hesitation, and my stomach does something acrobatic. The drive to my pearl farm feels endless. Maggie sits quietly, occasionally commenting on roadside vendors, or asking about cultivation techniques. Her questions reveal genuine curiosity, not polite interest. "This is it," I announce, pulling up to the weathered concrete building overlooking Lake Naivasha. The facility looks abandoned. Half the oyster beds sit empty, drained pumps gathering dust like mechanical fossils. I see everything through her eyes now, the decay and disappointment written in rusted equipment. "It's beautiful," she says softly. "It's dying." "No." She touches my arm, sending familiar electricity through my system. "It's waiting." Inside the main building, I show her the few remaining oyster trays, explaining the delicate balance of temperature and salinity. She watches my hands demonstrate proper handling techniques, her attention absolute. "This one's ready." I point to a particularly promising specimen. "Want to see?" Her eyes widen as I carefully open the shell, revealing a perfect cream-colored pearl nestled in nacre folds. "It's gorgeous," she whispers. 5 years in the making, pressure and patience. Our faces are inches apart, both focused on the tiny treasure in my palm. Her breath smells like mint and coffee. When she looks up, something shifts between us, gravity pulling us together. The kiss happens naturally, soft and tentative. Her lips taste like promises I didn't know I needed. When we break apart, my hands are shaking. "Esme." "I don't understand this," I admit, setting the pearl aside. "I've never felt—" "Me neither." We stand in the humid facility air, everything changed and terrifying. The space between us feels charged, dangerous territory neither of us has navigated. "I should drive you back," I manage. "Should you?" The question hangs heavy. We both know this changes everything. Makes our Tuesday coffee meetings something else entirely. Makes us something else entirely. "Yes," I say, "but don't move away." She nods, understanding passing between us wordlessly. Some thresholds can't be uncrossed. The drive back passes in loaded silence, both of us processing what just happened. When I drop her at the courthouse, she touches my hand briefly. "Same time next week?" "Yes." But we both know Tuesday is 7 eternities away. Tuesday never comes. Thursday doesn't wait. Maggie stands at my apartment door, holding wine and uncertainty in equal measure. "I couldn't wait until Tuesday," she admits, her blue eyes searching mine. Neither could I. The admission costs me something. Control, maybe. The careful distance I've maintained from every relationship since my ex-boyfriend proved that love equals financial ruin. She follows me inside, taking in my sparse furniture and collection of pearl books. Everything about my life screams temporary, like I'm ready to run at the first sign of disaster. "Nice place," she lies. "It's a disaster." "So am I." We sit on my second-hand couch, wine glasses forgotten on the coffee table between us. The silence stretches, loaded with everything we haven't said. "I've never," she starts, then stops. "With women, I mean." "Me neither. But I think about you, about last week." Her voice drops to whisper. "About kissing you again." My chest tightens. This territory is unmapped, dangerous. Every logical part of my brain screams retreat, preserve what's left of my stable existence. Instead, I reach for her face. This kiss tastes different than the first. Desperate where that was tentative, hungry where that was questioning. Her hands find my hair, pulling me closer until there's no space left between us. The wine makes everything softer, warmer, more possible. We move to my bedroom without discussing it, hands trembling as we discover each other slowly. Her skin feels like silk under my fingertips, her quiet gasps driving me beyond rational thought. When she whispers my name against my neck, it sounds like prayer and confession combined. The way she touches me, reverent and bold, awakens something I didn't know existed. Morning light filters through cheap blinds, casting geometric shadows across tangled sheets. Maggie sleeps beside me, brunette hair splayed across my pillow like spilled coffee. Reality crashes back in waves. What have I done? I slip from bed carefully, pulling on yesterday's clothes. In the kitchen, I make coffee with shaking hands, trying to process the complete upheaval of my understanding. Good morning. I turn to find her in my doorway, wearing my robe and looking uncertain. Morning. Regrets? She asks softly. The honest answer terrifies me. No regrets about touching her, kissing her, discovering this incredible connection. Only regrets about how complicated everything just became. I don't know how to do this, I admit. Which part? The morning after or the falling for women part? Both. She approaches slowly, like I might bolt. We could figure it out together. Maggie. I set down my coffee cup, needing something to do with my hands. My life is chaos. I'm probably losing my apartment next month. I don't have anything to offer anyone. I'm not asking for anything. Aren't you? The question hangs between us, honest and brutal. She wants something I'm not sure I can give. Commitment, certainty. A future that extends beyond next month's rent. I should go, she says finally. Maybe that's best. But as she gathers her clothes, everything in me screams the opposite. Tuesday morning starts normal. Coffee tastes like coffee, my apartment walls remain their familiar cream color, and the courthouse where Maggie works stands solid gray against Nairobi's skyline. Then everything shifts. I notice it first at the Pearl facility, checking on my remaining oysters. The water that should be crystal clear now glows electric purple. The concrete walls have turned lime green. I blink hard, assuming fatigue or stress, but the colors remain impossible. My phone buzzes with a text from Maggie. Something's wrong. Court colors all mixed up? Judge's black robe is bright orange. Can you see this too? I drive toward the city center, watching familiar landmarks transform. Jacaranda trees that should display purple blooms now burst with silver flowers. The red clay roofs have become vivid turquoise. Other drivers pull over, clearly experiencing the same disorientation. At the courthouse, chaos reigns. Maggie meets me outside, her blue eyes now appearing golden in the strange light. It started an hour ago, she explains. No one can concentrate. Attorneys are mixing up case files when they can't distinguish between documents. The whole city? Everywhere. She gestures at the street where confused pedestrians bump into each other, unable to trust their vision. Emergency services are overwhelmed. We walk toward Emma's coffee shop, navigating carefully through the color-shifted world. Street signs that should read green now flash bright pink. Yellow taxi cabs appear deep purple. The sky itself has turned an unsettling shade of salmon. Esme. Maggie stops walking, grabs my arm. Look. I follow her gaze to Emma's storefront. The familiar brown wood exterior appears exactly right. The green awning shows its proper color. Through the windows, everything inside looks normal. How is that possible? We push inside. Emma looks up from behind the counter, her red hair appearing correctly vibrant against the shop's unchanged interior. You two again, she says with knowing smile. Refuge from the madness outside? You can see the colors properly? Maggie asks. In here, yes. Outside, it's like someone scrambled a rainbow. We claim our usual corner table. Through the window, the distorted world continues its impossible display. But inside Emma's, reality holds steady. It's only normal when we're together, I realize aloud. Maggie reaches across the table, takes my hand. The moment our skin touches, I notice something extraordinary. Looking at her now, not only does she appear perfectly normal, but the shop around us seems even more vivid, more real than before. This is impossible, she whispers. Nothing about us has been possible. Emma appears with coffee we didn't order, sets down 2 cups with practiced ease. You girls figure anything out yet? About what? About why you're both miserable when you're apart, and the world makes sense when you're together. The observation hits like cold water. For 3 weeks since our night together, I've been avoiding Maggie's calls, telling myself I was protecting us both from complications. Meanwhile, the color distortion began the morning after she left my apartment. The colors started when I pushed you away, I say quietly. And they're normal now because we're together. We sit in the strange sanctuary of Emma's coffee shop, hands linked across the table, while outside Nairobi struggles with its impossible rainbow reality. Whatever's happening defies logic, but the connection feels undeniably real. My phone buzzes with news alerts about the phenomenon spreading beyond the city limits. We need to talk, I tell Maggie. Really talk. Yes. The color distortion continues for weeks, but I try convincing myself I can live normally, which means dating men again. Marcus owns 3 pearl import shops across East Africa. He's safe, predictable, exactly the kind of stable partner my mother would approve of if she were still alive. When he asks me to dinner, I say yes immediately. You seem distracted tonight, Marcus observes over expensive seafood at the Nairobi Hilton. Through the restaurant windows, the city's impossible colors dance like aurora borealis. Just the weirdness outside, I lie. Business opportunity though. People are buying twice as much jewelry, trying to find something that looks right in this chaos. His pragmatism should appeal to me. Instead, I find myself comparing his brown eyes to Maggie's electric blue, his careful conversation to her spontaneous laughter. Esme? Did you hear my question? Sorry. What? Partnership. You have cultivation expertise, I have distribution networks. We could rebuild your operation properly this time. Everything I wanted 3 months ago, financial security, professional resurrection, a respectable relationship with a successful man. So why does it feel like wearing clothes that don't fit? Meanwhile, Maggie buries herself in work at the courthouse. I know this because Emma tells me during my solo coffee visits, which have become daily habits of self-torture. That girl's taking every overtime shift possible, Emma reports while pulling espresso shots. She's here at 6 a.m., back at midnight, barely speaks to anyone. She's focused on her career. She's miserable. We both are. Better miserable apart than complicated together. Emma gives me the look reserved for customers who order decaf. You're both idiots. The color distortion affects everyone differently. Some people adapt, learning to navigate the shifted spectrum. Others suffer constant headaches, unable to process the sensory chaos. I fall somewhere between, functional but exhausted. Until Thursday afternoon, when everything collapses. Maggie walks into Emma's coffee shop while I'm reviewing import contracts with Marcus. She looks terrible. Dark circles under those blue eyes, hair pulled back severely. I need to talk to you, she says, ignoring Marcus entirely. Maggie, I'm in a business meeting. Now. Marcus looks between us, clearly sensing undercurrents he doesn't understand. Perhaps I should leave you ladies to discuss whatever this is. No need, I stand quickly. Maggie and I have nothing to discuss, don't we? Her voice carries something dangerous, desperate. Around us, Emma's coffee shop feels charged like air before thunderstorms. You made your choice, Maggie continues. Dating pearl dealers, playing it safe, but I can't pretend anymore that what happened between us meant nothing. Marcus's eyebrows rise. I think I'll wait in the car. After he leaves, Maggie advances on our table. Do you feel anything with him? Anything like what you felt with me? Maggie, please. Answer me. It doesn't matter what I feel. We tried complicated. It doesn't work. Because you ran away the morning after. Because I protected us both from disaster. She laughs bitterly. Look around, Esme. The whole world's already a disaster. The only time anything makes sense is when I'm with you. Before I can respond, she kisses me hard across the coffee shop table. Her lips taste like desperation and coffee, her hands fisting in my shirt like anchors. When we break apart, I notice something incredible. The colors outside Emma's windows have shifted back to normal. The lime green buildings return to proper concrete gray. The purple sky fades to afternoon blue. Damn, Emma says from behind the counter. About time. 2 days after the kiss that restored Nairobi's colors, my business partner Michael calls from Dubai. I'm dissolving our partnership officially. His voice crackles through international static. You have 30 days to buy out my share, or I'm selling to competitors. The number he quotes might as well be $1 million. I sit in my empty apartment, staring at eviction notices and overdue bills, realizing 15 years of work will disappear completely. How much? Maggie asks when I call her. $40,000. Silence stretches between us. She makes maybe $30,000 annually at the courthouse. I make nothing currently. There has to be another way. There isn't. Meanwhile, Maggie faces her own crossroads. The law school acceptance letter arrives Tuesday morning, full scholarship to University of Nairobi. Everything she's worked toward, sacrificed for, finally within reach. It's perfect timing, she tells me over coffee at Emma's. Classes start next month. Congratulations. But something in her voice sounds hollow, like she's convincing herself more than informing me. 3 years of study. Then maybe prosecution work or private practice. Your dream. Was it though? She stirs sugar into her latte methodically. Or was it just the only dream that seemed achievable? I don't know how to answer that. My own dreams lie in pieces around collapsed oyster beds and drained bank accounts. We're quite a pair, aren't we? I observe. Both losing everything we thought we wanted. Maybe that's not entirely bad. Emma approaches our table with the coffee pot, wearing her knowing expression. You two need to stop dancing around each other. It's exhausting to watch. We're not dancing, I protest. You're barely surviving apart. The whole city went colorblind when you separated. Now you're together and miserable about different things. It's complicated, Emma. Only because you're making it complicated. She refills our cups without asking. Simple version is you love each other. Everything else is just details. After Emma retreats, Maggie reaches across the table for my hand. The familiar electricity passes between us, stronger now after weeks of denial. What if we figured out the details together? How? I withdraw from law school. You let the pearl business go. We start something new. With what money? What skills? Coffee and jewelry. Your pearl expertise. My competition-winning latte art. Emma's been talking about retiring, selling this place. The idea sounds impossible and perfect simultaneously. Maggie? Hear me out. People loved your pearls before your partner destroyed things. I understand coffee culture, customer service. Together we could create something unique. You'd give up law school for a coffee shop dream? I'd give up law school for you. The coffee shop is just the method. Her words hit like revelation. When did anyone ever choose me over security? When did I stop believing that kind of love existed? It's crazy, I whisper. So was the color thing. So is everything about us. She's right. Nothing about our connection follows logical patterns. Why should our future be any different? Emma, I call across the shop. How much do you want for this place? Emma grins like she's been waiting months for that exact question. Emma's asking price for the coffee shop equals exactly what Michael wants for his partnership share. $40,000 we don't have between us. Thanks, Maggie suggests during our third planning session this week. With my credit history, after the business collapse, my credit's clean. Court employees are considered stable risks. We spend Thursday afternoon at Kenya Commercial Bank, sitting across from a loan officer who looks younger than both of us combined. He reviews our application with professional skepticism. Coffee shops fail frequently, he observes. What makes yours different? Unique product integration, Maggie explains confidently. Coffee paired with custom pearl jewelry. Nothing like it exists in Nairobi. Previous business experience? I detail my 15 years in pearl cultivation. Maggie describes her customer service background at the courthouse, her competition-winning latte skills. We sound more convincing than I expected. I'll need collateral. My stomach drops. Neither of us owns property. My car's worth maybe $3,000 on good days. The equipment and existing customer base, Maggie offers. Plus exclusive sourcing agreements with local pearl suppliers. She's improvising brilliantly. The loan officer makes notes, promises to review our application within a week. Walking out into afternoon sunlight, I feel lighter than I have in months. The city colors remain normal now, no more impossible purples or electric greens. Whatever strange connection we share, it's stabilizing reality around us. We're really doing this, I say, taking her hand as we navigate crowded sidewalks. Getting scared? Terrified you? Same. Emma calls Friday morning. Bank approved the loan. Also, I may have mentioned to several customers that new ownership would feature pearl jewelry alongside coffee. You've got advance orders worth $800 already. 800? People remember your work from before the business collapsed. Word spreads fast in this neighborhood. By Saturday, we're cleaning Emma's back storage room, converting it into a jewelry workshop. Maggie proves surprisingly handy with tools, installing proper lighting and ventilation while I catalog my remaining pearl inventory. We need a new name, she says, drilling anchor holes for workbench legs. Emma's coffee corner doesn't reflect the expansion. Pearl and grind? Terrible. The oyster shell? Better, but still sounds too much like seafood restaurant. We work through lunch, tossing ideas back and forth between hammer strikes and measuring. The physical labor feels good, purposeful in ways my old desk job never did. Nacre, I suggest while sorting pearl grades by size. It's the substance that creates pearls, layers building over time. Nacre coffee and jewelry. Maggie tests the words. I like it. Reflects the process, the patience required. Like relationships. Like ours. That evening, exhausted and covered in sawdust, we collapse onto my couch with takeout Thai food. The apartment still looks temporary, but now it feels like a way station rather than hiding place. Are we insane? Maggie asks, curled against my shoulder. Probably. Good. Sanity's overrated. She tilts her face up, and I kiss her softly. These kisses still feel miraculous, electric connections I never expected to experience. Her lips taste like possibility and pad Thai spice. I love you, she whispers against my mouth. The words should terrify me. Instead, they feel like coming home after years of being lost. I love you too. 1 year later, Nacre coffee and jewelry thrives beyond our wildest projections. The morning rush brings familiar faces. Dr. Kamau orders his usual macchiato while browsing our pearl earring display. Sarah from the textile shop next door stops for her daily cappuccino and courthouse gossip, since Maggie still maintains friendships with her former colleagues. Anniversary special today, Maggie announces, pulling a perfect rosetta in steamed milk. Free pearl consultation with any coffee purchase. I look up from my workbench where I'm setting a stunning cream pearl into rose gold. The back room workshop has become my sanctuary. Tools organized exactly how I need them, proper lighting finally installed. 1 year already? 1 year since we signed papers. 18 months since that coffee competition changed everything. The numbers still seem impossible. Our loan payments stay current. The waiting list for custom pearl pieces extends 3 months out. Food bloggers discovered us 6 months ago, bringing tourists who Instagram our latte art and jewelry combinations. But the real success isn't financial. I watch Maggie interact with customers, her natural warmth drawing people back repeatedly. She remembers everyone's preferences, asks about their families, creates community around coffee cups and conversation. Mrs. Chen wants matching pearl pendants for her twin daughters, she reports between orders. Their graduation gifts. I have 2 perfect specimens. Same oyster bed, practically identical size. Perfect. She'll cry happy tears. This is our rhythm now. Maggie handles front operations while I focus on jewelry creation. But we flow between roles seamlessly. When she gets overwhelmed, during lunch rush, I step behind the espresso machine. When I struggle with difficult pearl settings, she provides steady hands and engineering logic. The color phenomenon never returned to Nairobi. Scientists offered various explanations, from atmospheric disturbances to mass psychological effects. We know the truth, but some secrets are worth keeping. Close early today? Maggie suggests as afternoon light streams through our front windows. Anniversary celebration? Something like that. She locks the door at 4, flipping our sign to closed. From her apron pocket, she produces a small velvet box that makes my heart stop completely. Maggie. Before you panic, it's not what you think. Well, it is, but not officially. She opens the box, revealing 2 identical pearl rings, cream-colored stones set in simple gold bands, elegant without being ostentatious. I made them myself, I whisper, recognizing my own handiwork. You left your sketches on the workbench. I had them fabricated while you were at the market. The pearls came from my first successful harvest at the new facility. We'd restarted cultivation operations on a smaller scale, sustainable and profitable. These particular specimens represented our first perfect matched pair. Esmabel, will you wear this ring as symbol of our commitment? Not legal marriage, because Kenya doesn't recognize that yet, but something equally permanent in our hearts? I can't speak, can barely breathe. This woman gave up law school to build dreams with me, risked everything on coffee shop fantasies and impossible love. Yes. She slips the ring onto my finger, and I return the gesture with trembling hands. The pearls catch afternoon light, glowing with inner fire that took years of pressure to create. We're really doing this. We already did it. This just makes it official. That evening, Emma joins us for dinner at the same restaurant where Maggie first told me about law school dreams. Emma brings champagne and embarrassing stories about watching us dance around each other for months. To Naker, Emma toasts, raising her glass. Beautiful things created through patience and pressure. To Emma, Maggie counters. For providing sanctuary when the world went crazy. To love that defies logic, I add. We drink under Nairobi's normal-colored stars. 2 women who found each other through coffee, competition, and impossible circumstances. The future stretches ahead, uncertain but no longer frightening. Some pearls take decades to form. Others emerge quickly under perfect conditions. Ours feels eternal already.